Hello everybody, hi. My name is Myloe, and you've wandered into a video of mine. Not only that, but a video that contains a decently controversial opinion, I think. It may not be too out of the ordinary to share this opinion, but there are, of course, tons of people who wouldn't agree, or would even think me blasphemous for saying this out loud. Pokemon Let's Go is my favorite way to play through Gen 1. In this video, I'll be going through some things that I love about the game, some things that have changed for the betterment of my own enjoyment, and some other little notes about why this game is so good for a more casual Pokemon audience. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, first things first. This game has some obvious deviations from the regular Pokemon formula, and especially from the Gen 1 Pokemon formula. Deviation 1 being that there are no wild encounters like there usually would be, and instead there's a Pokemon Go style catching minigame for all Pokemon found in the wild. Catching Pokemon in the wild will also give the Pokemon in your party an amount of experience based on the different Pokemon you catch. Maybe it's because I loved Pokemon Go for a decent amount of time, or maybe it's just nice to have something other than battles between trainer encounters. Either way, I enjoy the idea that all Pokemon in the wild aren't hostile, but rather are just kind of found in their natural habitats doing as they do. Alongside this change, we also have Pokemon wandering in the tall grass of the overworld in plain sight. No more RNG grass, no more finding a Pokemon right before you're out of the grass. Now all the Pokemon show up in the world and are plain for all to see. It's up to the player whether or not you'd like to have an encounter with them. Naturally, I see this as a positive, because I've played way too much Pokemon in my past where I get a little more annoyed at random encounters with every waking moment. Again, this is an opinionated video, and you're allowed to have an opinion countering my own, but I really think this would be an amazing way to do Pokemon in the main series games, barring the catching minigame, of course. I do love that Sword and Shield have the wild area as well, definitely a step in the right direction for me, although I've never played either of the new games. With all of these differences, you may wonder if there are even Pokemon battles in this game at all, and I'm pleased to tell you that the trainer encounters work exactly the same as they always do with the Pokemon series. Before I purchased this game, I wasn't very interested in it because I thought it was just a virtual Pokemon Go, and that just didn't sound very interesting to me. But this wasn't the case at all, not by a long shot. When you come across a trainer, walking in their line of sight will trigger an inescapable trainer battle, which behaves just like a classic Pokemon battle. Your Pokemon get experience based on which of them participate in the fight, they learn more moves as they grow in level, and they definitely evolve all the same. The wild Pokemon encounters being completely different doesn't at all affect the way that you battle with your fellow trainers and their Pokemon. Alongside this, all Pokemon gyms are still intact, so yeah, there's still plenty of battling to do in this game, just not with the wild Pokemon. Gen 1 has never looked so beautiful. This game is adorable at every turn, and I mean that. Even Jinx doesn't look as disgusting as she usually does. The Pokemon look great, the world looks amazing, and the way they did character models in this game is probably as close to the old Pokemon anime as they could have gotten. Look at Professor Oak! Look at Brock and Misty! They even brought in Jesse and James to be part of the Team Rocket in this game, and I couldn't be more pleased. Many bits and pieces of this game have been merged with what the anime used to look like in the early days. It works so well for a Pokemon game to take this direction, especially with how they did all of the graphics. All of the gym leaders look better than ever. Every Pokemon trainer looks great in their old outfits that have now been realized in 3D for the first time. It just looks beautiful. And there isn't much more I could say about it. Quality of life may have been the entire focus during the creation of this game. Just to list a few things, you can ride any Pokemon that has a form large enough to do so, making the wait for a bike non-existent. You can fly on the backs of Pokemon to get over all of the routes as quickly as possible. Your Pokemon box is conveniently stored in your bag for easy use. You can swap Pokemon between the box and your party on the go. The menus are easier than ever to navigate with huge buttons that clearly state what the options are, and I could go on. The reason this is such a big deal to me is that I've always thought older Pokemon games much less fun to play because of how much you need to beat around the bush. My main thing being that I don't need to run back to the town every time I want to change my party now. I love being able to train more than 6 Pokemon at a time, and all it takes is the Pokemon box in my backpack. Sure, only the Pokemon in my party are going to be gaining experience, but that's a must for obvious reasons. Now I can switch out to any other Pokemon I have trained with the click of a button in the middle of a route or a gym, and I love it. This game was clearly meant to have the player be able to catch them all. It is Gen 1 after all. Even the starter Pokemon can be found in certain routes. There aren't any restrictions on which Pokemon you can find as long as you can make it to every place on the map, which you'll eventually be able to do, of course. The only time you won't be able to find a Pokemon is with these here on the screen, and the reason you may be having trouble finding them is because they're version exclusive. This is nothing new to the Pokemon series, of course, but having only 6 Pokemon missing from each version of the game, not that bad. They're all pretty easy to find, so as long as you can find someone to trade with, you're good to go. Many players in all corners of the internet are nice enough to trade with you as well. I remember the only Pokemon I was missing in my first playthrough was Meowth, and I found someone to trade with from a random Pokemon stream on Twitch. Now the Safari Zone. I personally always found this to be tedious because it's harbored so many Pokemon that could only be found here, but now that all Pokemon are to be found in the regular routes, they've replaced this zone with a Pokemon Go park. In this park, you can trade the Pokemon you found in the real world through Pokemon Go straight into this game, so long as it's a Gen 1 Pokemon, or Meltan and Melmetal as a special edition. This Pokemon, of course, does not count to finishing your Pokedex, nor should it. I always thought this was a really cool idea, especially now with Pokemon Home being a thing. You can just have Pokemon in-game, with an original location being from the real world. I think the charm in this feature is a little underappreciated. Having a Bulbasaur from my hometown in real life is just awesome. Now it's time for the things in this game that I don't much care for. There aren't many of them, but I'll give you what I've got. Once you've beaten the Elite Four, there are these Master Trainers that appear all over the map. There's a Master Trainer for every form of every Pokemon in the Pokedex, which is neat, but there's a catch. Every Master Trainer you find will fight with Pokemon of level 65 to 80, no matter the form of their Pokemon. And you need to beat them with the same Pokemon that they use. For example, if you find the Weedle Master Trainer, you would need to take them out with your own Weedle that is leveled enough to take them out. And let's just get this straight. You need to train up a level 65 to 80 Pokemon for every form of every Pokemon in order to actually take out all of the Master Trainers. Why have a level 80 Bulbasaur when it could have evolved a millennia ago? Why would I get a Pidgey to this level if I'm never gonna want to use it later on? As you can tell, I don't much care for the Master Trainers in the post-game. They're just kinda there for me. Another downside for me is that you can beat all of the trainers in the game. The only problem with this is that you can only perform in battle with trainers, so once they're gone, there's no one left to battle other than the Elite Four. Not only is that a bit of a bummer, but you really can't find a decent way to get money other than battling trainers throughout the game. Once you've taken them all out, money grinding can be a real struggle. Once I beat the game and took out all the regular trainers, I was left to endlessly fight the Elite Four for money. That is, until I found a better strategy. Better, in quotations. If you run around the upper level of the Cerulean Cave for a while, you can continue to pick up a bunch of items that sell for a good amount of cash. Downside to this being, you'll only really make a profit if you spend a lot of time down there collecting items. Yes, technically it's faster cash than fighting through the Elite Four non-stop, but it's so boring and you have to dodge a bunch of wild Pokemon while you collect the items. Also, once you've collected all the items in the cave, it's a matter of time before one of these item spots will have another item to pick up. And it's random. In general, post-game money is a real struggle and I wish there were a way to circumvent this. You need to spend money on Pokeballs to farm for shinies in this game. Now, to finish this video off, here's a downside that a lot of people bring up that I personally actually like, but I'll put it here for general consensus. The Shiny Charm, Pokemon Go type lures, and the ability to chain catch Pokemon makes shiny farming very simple. There's a reason I have as many shinies as I do in this game, and it's because with the Shiny Charm, a lure going, and a catch chain of 30 or more on your Pokemon of choice, you have a 1 in 273 chance to find a shiny with every one of the Pokemon you're chaining that appears in the grass. Let me explain. Pokemon Let's Go has shiny odds of 1 in 4096 at a base level. This is without any boosting of your odds. If you fill out your whole Pokedex and you get the Shiny Charm, you'll immediately cut the odds of finding a shiny into a third of what it was. You are now at 1 in 1365. Once you get a lure going, you'll be at 1 in 1024. But here's where it gets a little crazy. If you get a catch combo of 31 or above on a Charmander, for example, you can just stand outside of the encounters and watch as a ton of Charmanders spawn, and any of them could be a shiny with a 1 in 273 chance. And trust me, this high of a catch combo really makes a ton of the Pokemon you want spawn more than anything else. With all of this in place, you can walk around, stand still, or fly above everything while you wait for a shiny to just fall in your lap. It usually only takes me a couple of hours for the whole process as opposed to weeks of hatching or hunting in the regular series games. To speed the process up, but not be as AFK, you can even run into the Pokemon that aren't the shiny you're looking for, run away from them, and they'll despawn from the overworld right away, allowing for another slot for a new Pokemon to appear. This cuts down the time you'd be waiting for a Pokemon to despawn naturally by quite a bit, and makes the shiny hunting that much faster. All in all, shiny Pokemon are easy to find in this game without a doubt, and many people don't consider them legitimate shinies at all. I enjoy the small amount of hunting it requires, but I understand why people would be a little peeved at this addition. It is really, really easy to find them. And we've reached the end of everything I wanted to talk about. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and hey, if you've got a different opinion or a similar one, maybe let me know how you feel about this game in the comments. I'd love to see if anyone agrees with me here. Regardless, thank you all for watching. Maybe consider dropping a sub if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Also, quick side note, I'm playing through Let's Go currently on my Twitch channel, which will be in the description, so come by. Peace!